Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Randy Rex Show. It's me, Randy. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you see me swell. Wait, what? Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Randy Rex Show. This episode, we're going to talk about Daredevil Reborn, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Ladies of London, and of course, my one and only Survivor. Ladies of London, The New Reign. This was the season finale of Ladies of London. What the hell? I had no idea that this was the end. And I'm really sad. And there's not going to be a reunion. So, anyway, it was a great episode. It was a great season finale. We saw a lot of things come to a head for Margot. And ultimately, at the end of the season, she really didn't get what she wanted, and I wanted to see some sort of reunion to get some sort of reaction of all of them, of seeing the show and the reception of the show. Margot does meet with Mark Francis, and if you watch the last episode, you saw in the previews that it doesn't go well, and it does not, and he ends up leaving, and Margot is just digging down. So, very disappointed there's no reunion to get some more answers. I mean, if there would have been some, because I heard on a podcast that they asked Mark Francis, like, on Watch What Crappens Live, if he felt sorry or felt bad for Margot going through her panic attacks during last week's episode. And he said, well, I would, but apparently she was going around saying that she deserves Oscar for her performance for the panic attack. And even in this episode, she talks to her kids about having it. And I'm like, okay, was that misinformation? Is she lying to her kids? I wouldn't, it's not that I wouldn't put it past her, but I just wouldn't want to even speculate on that. So I just automatically want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but really no one else is buying it. And like, aside from that, when they're sitting down there and making it a thing that it is not, where she thinks that he was flirting with her, and he laughs, and she's like, oh, you think that's funny? And it's just really sad, and it's kind of creepy, because what I'm hearing is like, she's thinking, oh wait, hey, you think it's funny that I felt uncomfortable that you were flirting with me? And he's like, not flirting with her. Like, that's not what he did. He thinks that entire idea is hilarious. Which, I mean, he says that. He's like, I think it's hilarious. But it's just like the difference of perception. I really am so mad that we don't get a reunion, so we can't hear from Margot. They go to a fashion show. They go to Lottie's husband fashion show. And a lot of the stuff was, I mean, all of it was gorgeous. It was very beautiful. But it wasn't like something that I would wear necessarily, like, all together. I would probably take, like, pieces from everything and make my own look of it. But I do love his style, and I love the way that he embellishes the male wardrobe, because his stuff is very masculine but very playful, very English, very buttoned up, but again very whimsical, experimental, playful, and fun. And it just, you feel like you're really playing dress up. And I think that's a little bit where I'm like, this isn't 100% my style, because so much of it was very, like, almost like royal England, and it was just a little bit too formal for me. But all in all, great season. I cannot wait for next season of Ladies of London, the new run. Daredevil Reborn. Oh my god. So much stuff happened in this episode. Let me see if I can get it all in. So, if you remember, last week we left off with Karen Page seemingly getting caught by Fisk's task force. I was so disappointed to see that that's what happened. Because I'm hoping, I mean, obviously, yeah, she got caught, but I'm thinking like, oh, some superhero is going to come in and save her and they're not going to capture her. No, we get right away at the beginning of this episode, her in jail, her getting booked, all of this stuff. And they're putting her through, legitimately through the system. For whatever reason, they want to throw the book at her and they want to make an example of Karen because, you know, they're saying she's a terrorist and all this bullshit. And there's all of these parallels to real life, which is a reason why this show is so brilliant. And we end up seeing the trial of Karen Page, which, again, I was so pissed off about because I don't want to see the trial of Karen Page. I want her free. So we're going through it. We're going through the notions. Her lawyer is amazing. Insert name here. And I love this actress. I want to see so much more of her. She really does such a great job at creating a character and taking up space that really stands up to these hard criminals and these thugs and these immoral immoral figures in power. And it's quite something to see. It's very inspiring and I love what this show is doing with that. But they don't leave it there. She's not alone defending Karen Page. Who do we get? Matt Murdock. He's back. Everyone's freaking out in the show, out of the show, because he's been on the run this entire season. We haven't seen him practice law in so long. So to see him doing what he does when he's not fighting crime as a vigilante, he's fighting crime as a lawyer. So it was great to see him back doing that. Of course, when they leave the courthouse, they try to have him killed, but he does get away. Another person that does try to get murdered is the governor. And earlier in the episode, Daredevil asked a favor of Bullseye to make sure that that doesn't happen. And he saves her right as she's getting choked in her very own home. Oh my god. Is it Michael Gandolfini is the actor's name? Why can't I think of the character's name? Oh, it was so heartbreaking. He was gonna turn in his friend BB to, you know, Fisk's right-hand man, the person that will pretty much do anything for him. And as discussed previously, you know, Michael Gandolfini's character tells BB, you know, it's gonna be you or it's gonna be me. And in this episode, she's seemingly thinking that he is on her side until they get to this one space and he tries to get her to go out of the car with him, and she does, but as they're going away, she freaks out and she realizes that he's not taking her to a safe house. She's begging and pleading with him. He lets her go. He does go to see, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now, that person. And, you know, he's like, she's not coming. And he's like, where is she? He's like, I'm not telling you. He's like, you're gonna tell me. And he basically beats the shit out of him. It does such a toll on him. You can tell that it bothers him because there's a struggle at the end where he's fighting with this. He's hesitating, and inevitably he pulls out his gun and shoots him in the head. It's just so sad to see his character go. He was such a great character. He was such a great addition to the series whenever we got this revival back of the Born Again iteration of Daredevil. And now he's gone. So this last episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, the part 2, was kind of boring. I mean, we got what did we get? We got more Amanda stuff. We got a little Bo stuff. We got some Kathy stuff, some Jennifer Tilly and Sutton stuff, but none of that was like interesting to me. It was all of like more of the boring shit from the season. I just am ready for a little bit of a shakeup. I really think that they need to get rid of like Sutton and Rachel and add 2 more crazy characters in there. That'll keep the cast at 9 women. They can figure out how many full-time housewives, they can figure out who's a friend of from there. But in my humble opinion, take away Rachel, take away Sutton, keep everyone else, including Jennifer and Kathy, as friend ofs, and add 2 more women. Bring back Lisa Vanderpump. No, I know she'll never do it. But yeah, there's not really much to think about or to talk about with this reunion. There was one moment where I guess, I remember it, where Andy was like kind of questioning something about Bose and her career, where Bose and Amanda were going at it, and Bose was like, people in my position, those positions are not meant to be like long career positions. Usually you're hired to go into a company, make a change or solve something, and then you move on to another job. And then Andy was like, wait, what? I didn't know that. And she's like, well, the ultimate goal is for it to be long term, but yada yada yada, like, yeah, you're supposed to do that. Or like, people come in just for specific things and then move on. So I mean, I love Bose. I don't like how intense she's being with Amanda for seemingly no reason. And then she got caught in that little lie from last episode, or even if it wasn't a lie, because I heard Watch What Crappens, and they did say something, they made a really good point where Bose was potentially thinking of something else whenever she said that to Amanda, so she really does think that she didn't say that to Amanda. Where in that case, I will give her grace. But, I love Bose. I want her to come back, but it just seems like a little bit much for someone like Amanda, who is not that fierce to begin with, or to retaliate, or have the same kind of energy, But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Next week is the last episode of this season, and it'll be over finally. Hi everyone, it's me, Randy, and I'm here to talk to you about Survivor. This episode of Survivor, we get the Aubrey winner edit. Finally, Aubrey is coming in like a wrecking ball, and she is making her way to the end. She is finding her way to the end. She makes it through this round into the final 9. She is seemingly in good with Cirie and her clique, but as we know, Cirie has a lot of people at her disposal, so where really does Aubrey rank in her list of ride or dies? I don't think that she's very high up there, so I'm worried for her if that's the case. But just like Rick and Emily have kind of been doing, hopefully they can still sneak by. We had the auction this episode. There was, the usual delicious food, or looking delicious food, because, you always hear about the contestants complain about the food there, and how even, like, comfort food that they were getting doesn't always hit the spot, but it all looked good. They only had a few little, like, twisty things in there where, like, Aubrey had to eat those wormy things in order for them to get their reward. And then Jonathan had to fall on the sword for, who was it? Joe to get his reward? Or was it Ozzy? Yeah, it was Ozzy. They also got their love letters, their letters from home. So that touched a soft spot for a lot of people. Got a lot of people crying. Got a lot of people inspired. So it was great to see that. So finally at Tribal, it is revealed that the Mr. Beast twist is there is a coin that somebody there is going to have to flip. One of the castaways is going to have to flip this coin. On one side of it is the Mr. Beast logo, the little tiger, lion, whatever it is. I'm not a Mr. Beast person. It's like something totally different. It's like a wildcat now. And then on the other side, it has torches for Survivor. This person has to flip it. If it lands on what they call it, they will double the prize money to $2 million. They will be safe in this vote tonight, and the rest of the tribe is gonna vote. He does have a vote as of right now. And then on top of that, this person, I'm already saying he. Okay, so this person is Devins. He's the one that inevitably does flip it. And it's just such an amazing episode for Devins. I just love this man so much. And I am so mad at myself for not going to the Stephen Fishback book signing here in Austin earlier this year. And I could have met Rick Devins potentially. But that's my own fault. And that's just a good life lesson for all of us to never hold yourself back, because I really wanted to go when I was on the fence, but I didn't, and I regret it. But hey, they say you only live once. Don't live with any regrets. So I'm speaking that out, and I'm getting rid of my regret, and I'm still loving seeing Rick slay this season. If you can't tell from my excitement, he calls it. He says that it's going to be heads for Mr. Beast, for his boys, because they love him. And he hits it. And it is the most exhilarating feeling. I was already anticipating the worst and having to say goodbye, because if it didn't go on what he called, he would be the one leaving tonight. The grand prize would stay where it is. And that's that. But that wasn't the case. He hit it, baby. And so now they have to go and vote someone. They have this live tribal, and eventually, when the votes come out, Stephanie LaGrossa is voted out. Finally, we got someone else on our hit list. So for our hit list, now we still have Jonathan, and we still have Joe. I am removing Rizzo from the hit list. He can stay there. He can have his seat in the final 3. I really don't think he will win. A lot of people are talking about how his gameplay, could potentially win him the game if he's there with certain people. I just don't see it with anyone there in particular as of right now. Like maybe Jonathan and Joe, but I don't know. It's just a lot to hypothesize. I don't want to think that could happen. Not that I don't think he doesn't deserve it, but part of the excitement and part of the thrill for Survivor 50 for me and a lot of the fans is like the celebratory of it all. And like, whatever, however you would say that word, celebratoriness, just the fandom and wanting to see someone that we've known for a while to be crowned sole survivor. Like a Cirie, like a Colby, like a Aubrey, like a Christian, even Christian playing in the 30s. Like, Cirie played in the teens. Ozzy played in the teens. So those are like real old school people. Colby was even before that in the single digits. So, I know it's stupid and a lot of people will disagree with my opinion. That's the way the world goes, but that is just me at my utmost fandomness, is where I'm like, I want one of these like legends to be crowned. Not to say that Rizzo could not be a legend, not to say that I'm not impressed with his gameplay. I'm very much impressed with his gameplay. That's why I'm taking him off the hit list. On my hit list of people that I don't want to see win the game. I think a lot of the fans are in solidarity with putting this Mr. Beast celebrity twist at the top of the list. As of right now, I think people are speculating that they are over. And as I would rank them, I would definitely put Mr. Beast as number 1. Number 2 would have to be... Number 2... Oh, God, this is so hard. We have the Billie Eilish idol, which is an idol where you find it, you don't get to keep it. It doesn't protect you. You have to give it to someone else on a different tribe. If they ironically end up getting voted out with it in their pocket, it boomerangs back to you. Part of the reason I want to put this at number 4 is because of how this screwed over Genevieve. Now, Genevieve was kind of at a stalemate with Aubrey, and they were duking it out until the very end when Genevieve got voted out. And I say till the very end, but to the very end of Genevieve's game. So, considering that Aubrey benefited from that, I'm going to put that one at number 2. Number 3 is going to be Zac Brown twist, the Zac Brown reward. And then the number 4 and the worst celebrity twist will be the Jimmy Fallon one in the urn twist. And I just want to say this with all the love to Jimmy and even to the producers of Survivor over there at CBS, whatever. This twist literally sounds like someone is just trying, like they really think that one in the urn sounds cool and they want to make it a thing on the show. Like some way, somehow they're going to make one in the urn be a thing. And it's just so cringy. And I get cringy. I am cringy. So I know myself when I see myself. Next week, I'm going to be watching Survivor with hundreds, if not more, of the fans in New York City. And I can't believe it. And I'm going to be there with survivors. And I'm going to watch a show that they're going to put on, you know, talking about it. And it's going to be ridiculous. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But I cannot wait to go to the RHAP live event. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to try my best to document as much as I can to share with you guys. And we're winding down because now there's only 3 more episodes left to this season of Survivor. And really 3 more weeks of this season of the Randy Rex Show. With Survivor wrapping up here in May, so is the Randy Rex Show is going to wrap up this season. I'm going to go back to school starting in June. So I'm really going to take the time to focus on that. I am still going to come on here to pop on and just talk about some of the shows that have not had any finales, like The Real Housewives of Atlanta, The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Euphoria, and, you know, whatever else may come up as the summer comes along. But until next time, I will see y'all later.